Welcome to Podnutz Daily for February 23rd, 2009, episode number 147. First thing I want to talk about is running MalwareBytes. When you have a spyware-ridden computer and you run MalwareBytes, a lot of times you could save time by doing the quick scan, but the quick scan doesn't scan all the files in the computer, so you could essentially be doing a cleanup. Somebody takes the computer with a quick scan. Somebody takes the computer home, clicks on a exe or a song or something that has a virus, and then gets infected again quickly. So this has happened to us in the shop where we'll do a cleanup, but we won't do a full scan of the computer, either with Norton Antivirus 2009, Anti-Spyware 2009, or MalwareBytes scanning every file. If you don't do that, you could be getting in trouble a little later on. So now, even though it takes a longer time, I'd like to do a full scan of the systems, and you'd be surprised how much more a full scan will pick up than a quick scan. A quick scan might be able to get you up and running, but if you're doing it for a customer, you want to do a full scan because they'll be back. They'll be back if you do a quick scan and you don't handle all the other stuff on the computer. So that's what we've learned last couple of weeks. Sometimes you could run a quick scan in the beginning just to get the computer up and running, and then you could do your work, and then throw the machine up and out of the way, do a full scan, just let it run before you give it back, and you'll be surprised how much you find when you do that. What else did I want to say about that? I can't remember right now. Doing a full scan. Let's see. Oh, yeah, one thing I wanted to mention. A full scan scans every file on the system. So what you want to do is run a program like CCleaner, definitely, before you run a full scan of any antivirus. This way, it'll cut down the scan time because you're deleting a lot of the temporary files, and like a lot of the temporary internet files take up tons of time on a scan, because even though they're small, there's so many of them that the scanner has to go through each one, and that takes a lot of time. So run CCleaner or Cleaner or some of the other programs. I think there's a Glary Utilities I'm going to talk about a little later in the program, and run that before you do a scan with MalwareBytes. Here's a problem I've had more than one time. Trend Micro PC Internet Security 14, it's called. That's version 14. I don't even know what version they're up to right now because I don't follow Trend Micro because I don't like Trend Micro. And here's one of the things. I don't know if my customers are doing this manually or how it's getting done. But sometimes a customer will come in and say they can't get internet on their computer, and I'll be like, okay. I write them up and I give them a claim check, and then they leave. So I don't test their computer right away. But like say the next day or the day after, I pull up their computer and put it on the bench and I check it out, and I find that, and this has happened with Trend Micro on occasion. If you right-click on the Trend Micro icon down on the taskbar, there's an option to halt internet traffic. And every time I see that there's person's having, number one, internet connection problems, and two, they're running Trend Micro, that's the first place I look. You just uncheck halt internet traffic, and boom, they have their internet back up and running. So it's an easy fix, but it also, you can't just do that and give the system back to the customer. Check the system for spyware. There might be viruses or something that are clicking that for them, or messed up their settings somehow, or maybe Trend Micro recommended they click that, or I don't know. But it gets done, and that is the main problem that's stopping them from getting internet traffic. Trend Micro. Next thing I want to talk about is I had a system where it was an iPhone. iPhone was not recognizing the PC, not recognizing iTunes. And this has been on the bench for like a couple days working on this baby. My dad was the one working on this, tried everything in the book. And then finally, once he exhausted all of his things, I took a look at it, and here's what I did. And it worked, luckily, but here's what I did. If you get an iPhone that's not recognizing iTunes, you could technically just uninstall and reinstall iTunes, but a lot of times that doesn't work. There's I don't know why, there's probably registry entries or something that don't get deleted. So what I did, because I know that my dad tried that, is I went down, add remove programs, and I removed every Apple product from the list. The Apple, what's in the add remove programs? You got Bonjour, you got QuickTime, you got iTunes, You have the Apple mobile device, I think it's an add remove programs. Then I ran, there's even a utility Microsoft makes. It's called the Microsoft Cleanup Uninstall or Cleanup Utility or something like that. It basically is a more intensive way of removing things from add remove programs and just running add remove programs. And it can look for any Apple stuff in there, and I removed it that way. But everything in add remove programs was deleted, so I don't have to use that uninstall or Microsoft uninstall. I just like to run it just in case it add remove programs misses something. And then I ran CCleaner, and I did a registry clean, and then I reinstalled iTunes. And after I did that, the iPhone connected up. Now, the computer recognized the iPhone in the first place. If you plugged it in, it recognized it as a video source device, something that had pictures on it, because it was trying to open it with a picture editor and this kind of thing. The drivers were loaded for that, but I think that the customer had messed around with some settings on iTunes and deleted the Apple mobile device from the computer or altered it in some way, and that's what was causing the problem. But I just removed every Apple product, and that's how I got it working. I don't know if you guys have done that. Oh, what do I got here? Ultimate Boot CD to test Ethernet. Okay. I have this Dell. I'm still stumped on. It's a Dell Vostro desktop. I don't know what number. It's black. And it has an onboard Ethernet port. And the customer cannot get internet settings or internet connection. We've been working on the system for a while now. And you get the icon in your taskbar with the little yellow like hazard symbol over, and with the exclamation mark in the middle. You get that over the icon in the taskbar, which means you're not getting an internet connection or it's not communicating with your router properly or something like that. And that's what's happening on this machine. Now, here's what we've done. We've run dial-a-fix. We've uninstalled and reinstalled the Ethernet drivers. We went into Ethernet. It's Windows XP, by the way. Went into network connections and did a repair there. We ran WinSock XP fix. And then at this point, after you run a lot of these programs and checks, and you still can't get on the internet, now you have to ask yourself, is it a hardware problem? Is it a hardware malfunctioning, or is it a software problem? Well, one way you can test the hardware is don't run Windows XP. Boot from Linux or boot from the Ultimate Boot CD, enable the network connections, and test the Ethernet port through that. And using the Ultimate Boot CD, we were able to get online using that Ethernet port. So there we knew it was not a hardware problem, it's a software problem. So back to the drawing board on the software. Booted up Windows XP again, and I'm actually in the middle of right now of still troubleshooting it. I'm going to handle it tomorrow probably. But I've run pretty much everything I know how to do to fix that, and it's still bugging. I mean, we updated service packs, got the full Windows updates. Actually, I don't